Hello, beautiful people, and thank you so much for joining us here on Great Day, Louisiana. I'm your host, Malik Mingo. Happy Friday. Happy 2 days before Father's Day. Shout out to my dad, Willie Mingo. I hope you're ready to celebrate this Sunday. Now, look, we have a great show for you all today, as always. Okay, listen, can you believe it? Father's Day is right around the corner, like I mentioned, and if you're having a party for dad this weekend, an easy way to impress him and your guests is a well-put-together charcuterie board, usually in our segment, The Happiest Hour, sponsored by Equistapace's Markets. Adam Equistapace shows us something to do with alcohol. But today, we are focusing on something that goes well with the liquor. I'm talking charcuterie boards. Come on, he joins me now with some tips. Hello, my good sir.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Happy Father's Day in advance.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
He has 3 kids and 3 supermarkets. Can you believe it?
How about that?
That's 6 children altogether, okay? Thank you so much for being here. And look, I love cheese, and you know I've been to Equistapace's, and you all have so many different types of cheeses. When I'm going in there with a basket, how do I pick the right cheeses when it comes to charcuterie board?
You know, it's a great question. So we get to ask that all the time. So we stock, like in our Covington store, over 600 different cheeses.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous.
No, but it's great.
But it's important.
Mm-hmm. And it's important.
It's important, that's right. Because, I mean, cheese is maybe the oldest processed food in the world. I mean, you could live off of cheese.
Okay, look, I have, okay?
That's right.
I've been to college.
You don't need anything else. You don't need anything else. But in the context of today, so we get asked a lot about that same exact question, like, well, where do I even start to put a cheese board together? So we make a lot of our own cheese boards and we put those things together. But man, when you have that kind of selection, that's something that you can really put together. And I know that there's all kinds of stuff out there on social media about how to make a board look fantastic. But the question is where do you even start? Mm-hmm. Like, what are the flavors? What are the things that you're looking for? So, but before we even start putting this together, we have to think to ourselves, since this is the happiest hour, what do we drink with this?
Okay, come on. And of course, wine, I see.
So in general, the best pairing with cheese is actually beer. Okay?
What?
Absolutely, beer, because of the flavors and the maltiness of beer and the hoppiness. It's a great pairing, and the bubbles give a perception of dryness and cleanse your palate. So therefore, also sparkling wine is an excellent pairing with cheese.
Really?
But we're going to go a little bit left field. So I brought a wine here. It's actually from northern Spain. So this is called a Chacalina.
Ooh, I love that sound of a fresh open bottle.
I know, that's right. This is a Chacalina. And so this is a clean and crisp white wine from northern Spain. So awesome with seafoods, or if we're just having an aperitif, or with a cheese board and start charcuterie. So before we even get started, we got a little wine to go with it.
The largest wine glasses, I swear, at Equistapace's. If you really want to impress somebody, get one of these.
That's right.
Cheers to you, my good sir.
That's right.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
And while we sip on this, let's talk the cheese now. Do we get something creamy, something salty, something maybe a little bit more sweet? What do you have here?
All right. So in general, so the important cheeses that you want to have is, so we want something that's soft. Like a soft cheese, something that's creamy, and so and that's what and so a lot of times when people will get a brie or get like a triple cream.
Yes.
Yeah, and so then like, what's the mystery of putting the board together? There's no rule. There's no specific rule. You just want it to look good and have everything on there, and it's really just more like think of it like a grazing plate, like a grazing plate. So even here, we just put this stuff on this tray right here to help set this up, but it looks good just by itself.
It really does. I see we have a brie here.
That's right. Yes.
And what is this?
So this is a cheddar. So you want to do like a softer cheese, a cheddar cheese, oftentimes a blue cheese.
Blue cheese.
Yeah. So blue cheese is they're gonna have a little bit of saltiness, and it's gonna be a little bit more pungent. People love blue cheese. I always recommend having blue cheese.
My twin brother, Marcus, he loves blue cheese. But I'm not a twin with him on that, because me and blue cheese.
Well, you just haven't had the blue cheese that you want.
That's what he would say too.
Or the way to pair it. So the key about blue cheese, if you want a great pairing, you want something that's got some sweetness to it. Because that's like that sweet wine or beer, whatever you have, it's gonna, that saltiness and the salinity in the blue cheese all this cheese is going to have some saltiness to it, but that salinity is going to really accentuate the sugar on your palate.
I absolutely love it. So go ahead and start putting it on this gorgeous board. I love it.
So keep in mind, depending on how big your board is how much stuff you want to put in there. You want to kind of pile it up in a way, and there's all kinds of cool tips and tricks that you'd put together, and there's different ways to cut it. So, cut the cheese. So that's right. That's funny, huh?
What a dad joke. Oh my goodness. You're lucky it's Father's Day.
It's definitely a dad joke. Definitely a dad joke. So as you're putting the cheeses around, so like the harder cheeses you can cube up, you can turn it into squares, rectangles, diamonds, whatever you want to do. There's really not a specific rule. And so and you want to set, we have like charcuteries. The easiest thing to do at charcuterie, and so think of it like meats and those kind of things. You could even get sausages. But look, go to the store. A lot of this stuff is already pre-cut for you,
which I appreciate.
So you don't have
this
to
right here. What is this, salami?
Yeah. So you have salamis, you have capricolas, there's prosciuttos. There's so many different things, and there's all kinds of different ways to lay these things out into. You can turn it and you can make it look like flowers.
Yeah,
or anything.
I've done that before, which is cute. But I've never had this because we're running out of time.
Yeah,
Tell us real quick about what
this is. Kind of magic. So this is one of the things that we do. So we take fresh goat cheese. I'm sure there are goat trees somewhere in the world. And so wine. And so we make our own mixture, and it's got cranberry and sugars and all kinds of good stuff. This is like the holidays in a bowl. It's some unbelievable stuff. And then we have over here all kinds of other things that you can put in there, and it's all delicious. And so you can put grapes. Be careful with grapes, because if you try to pair grapes, sometimes it can you like that, huh?
That is delicious. Be careful with grapes. I agree. Look,
we make this ourselves.
It's so good. We are out of time, Adam. Thank you so much for all of this great stuff. I see olives, candy pecans. What is that? Mandarin oranges?
That's mangoes. That's
mangoes. Ooh, even more bougie. Yeah. And the wine is whining. Look, happy Father's Day, my good sir. I'll cheers for you. If you want to pick up anything you saw here today, head over to Acquista Paces. They have 3 locations, one in Covington, one in Mandeville, and one in Slidell. For more on everything they have to offer, log on to AquistaPace.com. Now look, we're just getting started on this show today, everybody. There's a new documentary streaming now that's looking at how Cajun musicians are keeping the culture alive. The filmmakers of Roots of Fire are hanging out in our LCMC Health Wellness Lounge. They're going to give us a preview. I can't wait for that. But first, find out how you can make your dad's Father's Day one to remember with a special meal in the kitchen. Stick with us. You're watching Great Day Louisiana. Cheers.